A picture of a man in front of the Atomium in Brussels. I think it's the captain of this luxury liner. That looks good where it is. I was afraid there'd be nothing but a hammock, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I keep practically my whole life in there, which is as it should be with a good handbag. I think even women should be able to survive for a few minutes without their handbags. I'll leave it here for the time being. Why do they call these things portholes? Never mind. The view is superb in any case. I can't open it. Maybe it's better that way. Otherwise, my cabin would be flooded after the first big wave. I assume the captain can use the loudspeaker to inform the passengers if the ship has just sunk. Simon says this can take you on journeys to fantastic places. Nina says it's a wardrobe. A lonely roller skate. Wow, that's really awful.
Hey! Ooh, hot bodywork.
Sorry?
So, are you enjoying the last days?
What?
Don't you read the papers? Don't you have a television?
Of course. Why?
Well then, you must know that we're all doomed.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
Well, that's all anyone talks about at the moment. Global warming, burning oil fields in the Middle East, and a bunch of natural catastrophes on top of those, and each one worse than the previous one. It can only be a matter of minutes before we all bite the dust.
What are you driving at?
That's obvious. In times like these, you have to complain. You just can't have fun. Let alone go on cruises.
Well, if you say so.
And then you get preached at on every street corner with this pseudo-scientific gibberish. When I see those would-be scientists in New York at the moment, full of their own importance with this UN business.
Now just slow down a minute. My father happens to be one of those scientists.
Well, we each have a cross to bear. For my part, I can only laugh about all this nonsense. And just enjoy it. After all, the prices for cruises and tourist trips have hit rock bottom due to all this panicking. It's just bad luck that I work in the travel industry myself. So it's just one last quick cruise for me before this brainless gibberish finally ruins me.
Yes, great idea. Basically, he's not far off with some of the things he says, but I still think I prefer the two "the end of the world is nigh" characters to this guy. Someone has obviously switched my suitcase. Have you seen my suitcase by any chance?
No, unfortunately not. And everything was fine with my luggage. Suitcase, backpack, and beauty case. It's all there.
Beauty case?
Well, sure. Even men have to take care of their beauty nowadays, but you should know that.
Thanks for the compliment. Did you hear anything about the accident at the harbor?
No, unfortunately not. Have I missed something?
No. What an idiot. I'll get back to concentrating on the more pleasant things in life.
Great idea. Have fun.
This suitcase belongs to someone called William Patterson, according to the name tag. And judging by these stickers, he must have visited virtually every country in the world. I don't rummage around in other people's suitcases. Besides, there's a combination lock on it. The window is filthy, but strangely only underneath. I don't think you are supposed to be able to open it. Nobody seems to be inside, and I can't get in without a key. This seems to be the ship's sickbay. The sickbay is empty, or at least there's nobody to be seen. The door to the sickbay is locked. Nobody seems to be inside, and The large, bold headline on the front page reads, "The Final Victory Over Nature. How the Powers of the World Hope to Regain Control." It concerns the UN General Assembly taking place in New York in a few days to discuss the dramatic natural catastrophes of the last weeks and months. There's also something written here about the expert roundtables that are meeting before the conference. My father is attending one of those. This is for all guests on board, so I'll leave it here. That's not a very innovative nautical decoration. A cute picture of Noah's Ark. It doesn't look like it has much artistic value, more like it came from a children's book. There's one of those in my father's museum. The door is locked. Nobody seems to... Nobody's... One of those mini carousels you often get outside supermarkets. I'm afraid I won't fit in there, and I can't move it either. The wheels are missing on one side. If you look at a skylight from above, is it still a skylight, or what? I don't think you are supposed... A beauty underneath a birch tree. Her name is missing, but she seems familiar somehow. Nice tush, by the way. The pictures hanging here are of supposedly famous people who have traveled on this ship. It starts in the year 1982 with the mayor of Hicksville. The Queen of the Heath, 1986. I seriously hope she won the title owing to a lack of competition. It leads to the hull of the ship. That way up. I guess this is used to make announcements to the passengers. It looks like a perfectly normal counter from the front. I can't say if it's any more exciting at the back. The counter is too high for that. It is clearly too high to see over or jump over. A bowl of marzipan potatoes. Marzipan potatoes are one of the best reasons for loving Christmas. The bolt really does stick out quite a way. The handyman in charge doesn't seem to take his job too seriously. That's encouraging. It's stuck in the wall. I can't pull it out. He seems pretty downcast. Hello, everything okay with you?
Oh, hi. Yes, everything's fine.
It doesn't look like it to me. I thought everyone was always happy and in a good mood on cruise ships.
Sometimes you become conscious of the fact that your whole life can change in a matter of seconds. In those moments, you ask yourself if all your plans for the future really make sense.
Well, he seems a real moody character. If he's always like that. But maybe he has good reason to be so depressed. Does it concern the incident at the harbor?
How do you know?
A tragic story. Did you know the man?
No.
It was actually quite strange. He had spoken to me just a few seconds before, and then...
He spoke to you?
Yes. He asked me if I was going to be traveling on this ship, and then he was gone again, and then this accident.
Did he say anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Are you quite sure?
Yes, I guess so. Why?
Oh, it's not that important. This whole thing has just gotten to me, that's all. Excuse me. I just need a few minutes alone.
Okay, no problem. No idea where the porter is, but he must be somewhere around here, and I wouldn't like him to catch me. A bell. It goes ding-dong, or maybe ding-a-ling, in extreme cases possibly even just ping. Oops.
I wish you a wonderful day, my good lady. How can I be of service?
I think I just...
Damaged the bell? Well, don't worry, I'll take care of it later.
Good. What I actually wanted to say is that there's a suitcase belonging to a certain William Patterson in my room, and my own is missing. I assume the two suitcases were mixed up.
Most regrettable. I will look into the matter immediately.
That would be nice. I'm sure Mr. Patterson must be missing his suitcase, too.
I don't think so.
Sorry?
You may not have heard, but William Patterson met with an unfortunate accident shortly before the journey began.
Oh, was he the man who was run over at the harbor in Hamburg?
Yes, what a tragic accident.
Is it serious?
I don't think it could have gotten any more serious.
Is he...
I'm afraid so. I will start looking for your suitcase immediately and bring it to your cabin. It was probably taken to poor William Patterson's cabin by mistake.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I could actually go to bed now. There's nothing to be said against that. After all, I'm here to relax. The last few days were just a bit too much. The separation from Max. Nina, you're here to forget him. So don't start moping again. I'll just go to bed now, and when I wake up tomorrow morning, the world will seem a much happier and friendlier place. And my suitcase will probably be back too. It can't just have disappeared. At least, I hope not. Just 1 second, I'm coming. Isn't that the bikini from my case? There's a note attached with a scrawly handwritten message. The bikini top from my suitcase. This is the note that was fixed to my bikini top. The following text has been scrawled on it. Are you looking for this here? I also have the rest. Come and get it. How? Here's a little clue. They come from outer space, but seen from down here, that doesn't seem so important anymore. I don't know what this is all about, and whether whoever wrote it is just mental or actually dangerous. The question is, were the suitcases exchanged deliberately, and if so, why? I don't rummage around. I think even... one of those mini carousel. I'm afraid I won't fit. I'll leave a few. Some of the other guests might want some. The restaurant is closed. There's no ice in it. Discussing the sense of having ping-pong tables on board a ship is probably as pointless as it is to argue about keeping a vegetarian cookbook in a slaughterhouse. It won't work without a ball, and if I had one, I still wouldn't want to play. Calling it a pool is a bit of an exaggeration. Large bathtub would be more appropriate, but it's certainly big enough to cool down in. I just don't feel like bathing at the moment. Looks comfortable. The sunscreen may be very chic, but I really doubt whether it's very effective. Keeps you nice and warm during cold nights at sea. The upper deck is off limits at present. The lower deck is off limits at present. Now the UFO can't only fly, but also roll. What a technical revolution. The aliens would go green with envy. The window is clean on this side. The lower side of the window is filthy. You can hardly see the UFO through it. I just can't reach it this way. But even if I could, it probably wouldn't help much. The window is so dirty that it really needs a bit more than that.